All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. I was interestingly told to stand here. I'm working on it. Give me a second. You like my topic? The art of slowing down for a fuller life. So I went to ChatGPT and I said, I need to talk about something about this circle. I'll make another round while I try to illustrate my point. And what I wanted to talk about was theoretical physics and the concept of time. So let's talk about the concept of time. Time is a constant. Unlike gravity, you might have a universal constant of gravity, but that's impacted by the mass of the object. Henceforth, gravity on Earth is different than gravity on the moon. Time is pretty much the same, unless you want to step outside this circle and talk to me about interstellar, and then we have a different discussion, a separate podcast. This is time. Let's have a look at this. A bunch of boxes. But you notice those boxes fit inside a frame, just like this circle here. The problem is I can step outside. In time, I cannot step outside. So a lot of data, some AI, got some information reflecting on what you you as high school students spend most of your time doing. What are you busy with? What keeps you occupied? What is the interesting things that you do day to day? What happens during the school year? What happens during the summer? And this is how it broke down. So the boxes are to scale. You have time that you spend sleeping, studying, driving around in a car, going somewhere. That big box somewhere will be social media. Here's the days. So when we want to look at time, I decided to put a particular parameter. The one on the screen you're looking at is the year. The numbers you're looking at is days. In 365 days, you spend 122 sleeping. You spend 49 in the classroom. Look how many you spend on socials. So if we look at it from the perspective of the finite entity and space we have of time, I can't add more. I can't stop. I can't leave the circle. I only have the circle. So if I want to increase something in those boxes, what will I change? I got to take it from somewhere else. Another way to look at this, noticed circle. Another way to look at this, if I take that same data and I bring it down to a 24-hour cycle, what did I write here? We only have how many? 25. Oops, I can't do 25, can I? I can only do 24. I can't do more than 24 because there are only 24. And if I start breaking up that 24 hours in a day, something's got to give. Everything comes at a cost. Your single most precious resource is minutes. Time measured in minutes. Where are you spending those minutes? Where are you going to sacrifice one slice to add to the other slice? That's it. That's the entire game we have to play with. I can slice it into a day. I can slice it into a year. Problem still remains the same. You have a limited amount of minutes. And if you really want to pull it out, we have a limited amount of years in our life on the planet. So the question really becomes, how are you going to spend this most precious resource? And this is where the discussion really gets interesting. We always love talking about balance. I love this picture. It's completely wrong. The picture's completely wrong. And I'll tell you why. Because what does this picture tell us? This picture tells us there's balance. This side is work, this side is life, and maybe it's got another something else. And it tells us that we can basically keep adding. That's incorrect. We can't keep adding. If we try to keep adding with the finite space of time that we have, that rock down there, that's you, and it's going to get crushed. So what did Rumi tell us? Where is balance? The balance is between letting go and holding on, and knowing what to let go and knowing what to hold on to. Lots of different exercises that coaches and psychologists and therapists will tell you about trying to find this elusive balance, the wheel of life balance. Okay, what are you putting in that slice? What are the things that you're going to slot in, and what are, the level of importance that they have? And how many minutes are you going to dedicate in your life, whether it be on a daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly basis, towards that? This is where we have a problem, because we have been taught for a very long time that time is linear. Wrong. Time moves in a linear fashion. The time we have is either in a circle or in a box or in whatever shape that you like. And when I want to do this, I can't do this. So prioritizing and understanding what needs to be done is very, very important. I teach at university. I've been doing so for about 25 years. I will be the first one to tell you that grades are not the measure of intelligence, nor the measure of success. There was a study done, and I concurred with the study even before I read the results. They asked a whole bunch of faculty what were two traits that young people would have that would equate to success in life. Those two traits were curiosity and determination. Ask the questions and be stubborn enough to find the answers. That's where you will find success. But that still leaves me with a huge, huge, huge gap. How do I fill in those minutes? Let me slide back a couple. Where is it? Screen and social media time, 2.2 hours a day. I see you sitting in the back. Take your phones out, pull up that weekly average stat. You guys are hitting 6 to 8. 2 is already too much. I need to have a chat with your parents. What's important? This is why I'm really here. We need to understand that time is finite, and it is a very, very precious resource, and we need to spend it very, very wisely. How do we decide where we want to spend that time? 3 things. I'm simplifying for you. Everyone had a list. I'm like, let me put a list. 3 things: passion, purpose, path. Take some time and step back and think about what you have passion for. Do you want to be a choreographer? Do you want to be an archer? Do you want to be I think it was biologist? Or do you want to be a chef that's going to go head to head with me? I see him, Manasvi. Where's your passion? And where's your purpose? That tiny little dot of a picture that was taken from the moon all those years ago. Yes, we are a tiny speck of a tiny speck of a tiny speck of equal to nothing. But we must look at life from a perspective of purpose. So we get the passion, we get the purpose, and the third one is easy. Once you get the first 2 lined up, the path will show itself. And that's kind of it. That's kind of it. I don't have a lot of cool stuff to show you. All I got to do is tell you, find your passion, find your purpose that will get you to path. And what you need to do in order to execute the strategy is to remove anything that is unnecessary to make space for what is necessary. I will leave you with wisdom from my mother. And interestingly enough, I saw it on the walls of your school. She told me when I was about yay big: be fearless in the pursuit of excellence. Be fearless in the pursuit of excellence. And excellence is only defined by you. Do not live on a measure of other people's expectations. Thank you very much for your time.